Hey, what's up, guys? This is an X4X Pro, and I'm going to get to the euro dollar analysis. Now, I already did the weekly and daily analysis. I won't get too much into that. You can check out the Monday's video, which was yesterday, August 15th, and we'll go from there. So today, looking at the 240-minute chart, so that's the 4-hour. There really isn't nothing in here. So if you bounce down into the 60-minute, this was from yesterday, which was Monday. That's where I do go over the daily and the weekly. For today, there was just a lot of the sell side liquidity that was getting taken out, and then this level here is actually a level on the daily where the market respected. And I will mention these are actually, I didn't do anything today, by the way, and I will mention I believe these are one of the moments where ICT talks about that you're going to learn this as you go, and there's going to be some things that you're going to catch on to faster than others. But one thing that's always in my mind when trading will be, what is the market aiming for, and what is the most obvious thing that the market's trying to go for. Now, always in my mind, we're never going to know really, but we have an idea. And so during London session, the euro dollar headed downwards, and you can see these areas here are being taken out. This was also taken out here, right there. And the market started trading higher and higher. This was during New York session. And during the New York session was when it took out Asia session and London session together. Now, like I said, I didn't do anything this morning. However, you can see these are relative equal highs. Right there. And so the only issue with this part here, I didn't do anything just because the setup did not present itself. On the 15-minute, you can see the same thing happen. You can see here, sell side liquidity being taken, here being taken, here was also taken, but there's no setup. Here, there's no setup. You have New York session. There was 8:30 a.m. news today, and that was taken as well. The sell side liquidity was taken here. It rallied, but there was no fair value gap at all, and the market just continued pushing higher and higher and higher. It gave literally no chance. Now, if you would have looked at the 5 minutes, even on the 5-minute, like, it's just really sloppy. There was one little one in here that you could have done something. To me, this is very sloppy, and I don't like doing anything in these conditions. I like seeing as how ICT describes, like this type of candle right here, right? Let me outline this here real quick. Grab my rectangle. You see this candle, this type of candle, this type of candle, right? This is exactly what I like to see, and this is actually one of my rules when it comes to entering the market. Now, I asked myself, would ICT take this? I mean, given his experience in the market, I feel that he probably would. And even though he knows that this is pretty sloppy, and sometimes I figure, well, maybe he wouldn't because it's so sloppy, or why even look at it, right? Go to look at another instrument instead. And so, that's always in the back of my mind. But at the end of the day, I have my rule set. And so if I don't see a candle specific to this one, I'm just not going to do anything. And so once the market decided that started going higher, you can see that news happened, and then in here it also did it, and then there was no fair value gap in here. Now maybe if we go down into a 2-minute time frame, you can see that happening here. Kind of, the market was taken out here. There's the move. Here in the 2-minute, you can see it looks a lot better, and then here as well. But like I said, like at that point, I'm not comfortable taking those type of trades. And once again, I believe this just comes with experience. That's something that, I can't transfer over to you, nor can ICT transfer over to us. That's just screen time, looking at the markets, looking at where price is looking to take out. One thing I will take note for today is that we had, once again, right, we had the relative equal highs here. And one thing I noticed is usually during Asia session, during London session, London will just about many times it'll take out Asia session, and then it'll come back down, and then it'll do this, and blah blah blah. And so what I noticed today, and I'm pretty sure we see this all the time, we just are not aware of it as much as we'd like to be, as we should be, right? As being proactive traders of the markets. And so I will take note of today that if I see this opportunity happening again, or if I see these type of conditions and we come down into a daily level that was not broken, so it pretty much just created double bottom here, so to speak. And if we see this type of rally, I will go down to a 2-minute and begin to trade that way. Now there's still the setup that I want to see, right, before I place the trade, because this isn't, once again, nilly-willy, right? We want to stick to our plan, stick to our rules, right? So for me to see this in the 5-minute, this is still sloppy for me. I would not do anything, even if we have this same situation happening. Another thing too, my bias is to the downside with euro dollar, so that is also another thing. As to why I wouldn't take this, and especially just because it's sloppy. If it was like I said, if it was a little bit better with this type of candle of the move of the break, then that's a different story. That I would have loved to have seen that happen. And anyways, so as soon as that broke through what, buy side liquidity up here, and then that presented this opportunity here. Now the only thing with this one, if you go here, is I always talk about in my previous videos, I'm pretty much done with taking trades anything after 7, or excuse me, anything after 10 a.m. especially because there was no news around this time. And so that's actually another thing of my rules. If there is no orange or red news, that's it for me. I will not trade anymore, because although this worked out fine, you can see the liquidity in the market has died off. And so I want to see quick and fast moves. I don't want to see this type of jitter going on. And even though this was a setup, if I draw my fib, another part of my rules is that it needs to get up into the 50, and actually this one did get up there. Let me see here real quick. Let me remove this out of the way. I'm just outlining the candle displacement as ICT mentions. So you can see here it did not get up to the 50. So that's already another part of my rules. It needs to get above the 50 at least, or 50 or above 50, in order for me to place the trade. And so there you go. It just doesn't fit my criteria in order for me to take this trade. So number 1, it's already past 10 a.m. Eastern. Number 2, it did not get above 50 or at 50. And then number 3, there was no news to begin with. So technically the no news to begin with should have been number 1. So you see how that works? You start building a case so as to why you should or should not get into the trade. Now should these be your rules? It's up to you. It's up to you to do your testing. It's up to you to trade, to figure out your whatever it is that fits your risk parameters. For me, going back, doing a lot of back testing and forward testing, meaning placing trades and demo and live situation as well, I realized I'm just only going to trade when there is news, near, at, or close to news. And so anyways, so that's my analysis for today for euro dollar. And by the way, if you guys are wondering what the daily level here was looking like, let me just pull that up here just so you guys can see. And so what I will say though, since we hit this weekly fair value gap, and it started gapping, started going lower. You can see we took out this level here, and then here's the double bottom. So my prediction would be today is gonna close like this. So Wednesday we're gonna come in. It's probably gonna, it could. Now this is what it could do. I'm still not sure, but this is what I'm banking on, that it will go up in here into this fair value gap and go down here to take out these lows probably by Thursday, Friday, something like that. Who knows? Anything can happen at this point of the market, and at any point the only thing we can do is, at least the way I do it, is I take it day by day, and if the market changes, then it is what it is. We have to adapt and change with the market and just keep going. But anyways, this is for Euro dollar. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Have a good one.